over here in today's book review session. Uh, it is a journey for all the teachers who are there in the English department because we came to know through this book a very, very renowned and prominent personality about whom we knew little but not everything. To begin with this beautiful journey of book review session, I would like to welcome our esteemed principal ma'am, Dr. Renu Sehgal.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to extend our warm welcome to our loving headmistress, ma'am, Mrs. Suhani Dor.
Thank you, Champa ma'am, and the entire English department. Really honored. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to welcome all my respected dear teachers, my colleagues, my HODs, everybody from here. I hope that from the department we are going to give you an insight about the book which we have read. To begin with, I would like to start with a story. It is a story about a small boy. As you can see in the first picture, that little boy is standing with Rabindranath Tagore. When he was 6 years old, he gave his notebook to Tagore for his autograph. Tagore took one day time to return the notebook, and with the autograph, he wrote a very small poem for this small little boy. Now, the poem goes like this. For many a year, I have traveled many a mile to lands far away. I have gone to see the mountains, the ocean that I have been to view, but I failed to see that lake. Not 2 steps from my home, on a sheaf of a paddy grain, a glistening drop of dew. This young boy, when he grew up, he had taken our Indian cinema for the first time to the international forum. He is our very own Satyajit Ray. We knew about him through the book The Inner Eye, which is written by Andrew Robinson. Now, in this book, the book traces the analogy of Ray's filmmaking. And while doing that, Andrew Robinson mentioned about Ray's family legacy, his early life, influence of Tagore and Shantiniketan on him. The book was first published in the year 1990. Through this book, we came to know about Ray's versatility and various influences on him, from Tagore to Hollywood movies and to Western classical music. To know about this writer, very unfortunate, such an eminent fellow, but we have to know through him through a British writer, but we are very, very international. He is a British writer and a former newspaper editor. He studied chemistry at Oxford, but finally he completed his education from the School of Oriental and African Studies in London. He joined Ray as his assistant in script writing, and he got influenced by his versatility so much that he penned down his biography, The Inner Eye. Today, we are going to look into the life, the work, and the passion of the renowned international filmmaker Satyajit Ray. Before that, I would like to say some international filmmakers comment on him. According to Francis Coppola, whenever someone speaks from Kolkata, and my dear friend, you can remember he is the director of the movie Godfather, I remember Satyajit Ray's call. And according to Akira Kurosawa, not to have seen the cinema of Ray means existing in the world without seeing the sun and the moon. What a high tribute. According to Christopher Nolan, all of them are very famous international filmmaker. I have had the pleasure of watching Mr. Ray's Pather Panchali recently, which I had not seen before. I think it is one of the best films ever made. It is an extraordinary piece of work. And last but not the least, when Satyajit Ray get the Lifetime Achievement Oscar Award in the year 1992, Audrey Hepburn, the very famous film actress, she told one of the greatest directors at last got his due. Now, to look into his journey, we will begin from his early childhood. To tell about his childhood, I would like to call Laghu ma'am. Laghu, all yours.
Thank you so much, Champa ma'am. Now let's dive into childhood days of Satyajit Ray. Satyajit Ray was born into a Bengali family of Sukumar and Suprabha Ray in Calcutta on the 2nd of May 1921. The family was prominent in the field of arts and literature. Sukumar Ray was an eminent poet and writer in the history of Bengali literature and an illustrator of Bengali nonsense verse. Sukumar, Satyajit's father, died when Satyajit was barely 3, and the family survived on Suprabha's meager income. Ray was brought up at the house of his maternal uncle at Baliganj, where he was taken after his father's demise. He grew up in his ancestral mansion in Calcutta. He loved drawing and painting. He would doodle the long summer afternoon away, hoping that his attempted portraits and cartoons would appear in his family's famous children magazine, Sandesh. Ray studied at Baliganj Government High School in Calcutta and completed his bachelor's in economics at Presidency College, Calcutta, though his interest was always in the fine arts. Satyajit Ray, the world-famous filmmaker, as a child never once thought that he would make films. As a Brahmin, his family regarded the cinema and the theater as frivolities. His first boyhood wonder was his father's printing press. He remembers having been lifted up to look through the ground glass viewfinder of the tall half-tone camera. Even the paper cutting machine thrilled him. He often visited Shantiniketan, where he played with Rabindranath Tagore's granddaughter. He had fond memories of the florist shop in the New Market and of stately horse-drawn carriages giving way to the automobiles. Visits to Lucknow were occasions of great excitement. As a child, all he wanted when he grew up was to be a painter. Now, to know more about Ray's youth and married life, let Anjana ma'am continue from here. Anjana ma'am.
Good morning to everybody. When we remember Satyajit Ray, we still recall a tall, handsome and well-read youth. Ray studied at Baliganj Government High School in Calcutta and he completed his BA in Economics from Presidency College, Calcutta. His interest was always in the fine arts. He had a youthful infatuation with Beethoven, which went to the extent of heroic adulation. In 1940, his mother insisted that he study at Vishwabharati University in Shantiniketan, founded by Rabindranath Tagore. Ray was reluctant to go because of his fondness for Calcutta and for the low regard of the intellectual life at Shantiniketan. But his mother's persuasiveness and his respect for Tagore finally convinced him to try. In Shantiniketan, Ray came to appreciate Oriental art. It was in 1943 Ray started work at T.J. Kimmer, a British-run advertising agency, as a junior visualizer, earning 80 rupees a month. Although he liked visual design and he was mostly treated well, but there was tension between the British and the Indian employees of the firm because the British were better paid and Ray felt that the clients were generally stupid. Now Ray designed covers for many books including Jibananda Das Sen and Rupsi Bingla and Bishan Chandra's Bahar and Corbett's Man-Eaters of Kumaon and Jawaharlal Nehru's Discovery of India. He also worked on a children's version of Pathir Panchali, renamed as Aam Adir Bebu, the mango seed whistle. Now later on, along with Chidananda Das Gupta and others, Ray founded the Calcutta Film Society in 1947. They screened many foreign films, many of which Ray watched and studied seriously also. Now, as we can see that by 1947, as Ray had found his calling in life and had progressed further, then in 1949, he decided to get married. He wanted to marry his first cousin, Vijaya Das, but he was younger than her and a close relative. So the families did not agree to this. The two decided never to marry. But later, without paying heed to family views, they got married at the house of Vijaya's sister on October 20, 1949. The couple have a son, Sandeep Ray, who is now a film director. Over to you, Medha.
Thank you so much, Anjana ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'll be discussing the literary works of Satyajit Ray, who was also known as the master storyteller. Now, he wrote several short stories and novels in which he created the two of the most famous characters, Feluda and Professor Shanku. His fiction was targeted mainly at younger readers, though it became popular among children and adults alike. Most of his novels and stories in Bengali have been published by Ananda Publishers of Kolkata, and most of his screenplays have been published again in Bengali in the literary journal Action, edited by his close friend Nirmalaya Acharya. During the mid-1990s, Ray's films, essays, and an anthology of short stories were also published by getting translated into English. Now I would like to tell about his famous Feluda stories. Now Feluda, whose real name was Pradosh Chandramitra, is a fictional Kolkata-based private detective. He is usually accompanied by two sidekicks named Topshe and Lal Mohan Ganguly, usually described as Lal Mohan Babu also. Satyajit Ray wrote 35 Feluda stories, most of which were extremely popular and made into films that are Sonar Kela in the year 1974 and Joy Baba Felunath in the year 1978. Now, Bankur Babur Bondhu was a Bengali science fiction story Ray had written in 1962 for Sandesh, as Anjana ma'am, as Lagu ma'am told us, it was their family magazine, which gained popularity among Bengalis in the early 1960s. What differentiated Bankur Babu Bondhu from previous science fiction was the portrayal of an alien from outer space as a kind and playful being, invested with magical powers and capable of interacting with children, in contrast to earlier science fiction works which portrayed aliens as dangerous creatures. Not to go too far, if we remember Rakesh Roshan's famous movie Koi Mil Gaya, it's been inspired by Bankur Babur Bondhu only. Now I would like to call upon for the 7 must-read books by Satyajit Ray. Over to you, Parul ma'am.
Thank you so much, Medha ma'am. Now, I would like to tell you about the 7 must-read books by Satyajit Ray. If you are getting bored at home, you can pick any of these books and I am sure they are going to make your day. The first one is My Years with Apu, a memoir. A great account of how Satyajit Ray created one of the most iconic characters of Indian cinema. Ray received worldwide fame with his film Apu Trilogy. The next book is The Complete Adventures of Feluda. Engrossing and suspense stories from the Ray's favorite detective character, Feluda. The next story is Professor Shanku. This book was the children's favorite. This is a collection of short stories surrounding a fictitious Now, I would like to tell you that Mr. Ray took care about the children as well as adults. Moving on to the next book, it is Indigo, Stories of the Supernatural. This collection of short stories is a favorite with the young and old. Last but not the least, Childhood Days, written in Bengali by Ray and translated by his wife, Bijoya Ray. This book talks about his passion for cinema. Moving on to the last book, Our Films, Their Films, a must read for those who are aspiring to become filmmakers. If anybody wants to become a filmmaker, then this book is for you all. Now, I would like to request Pallavi ma'am to enlighten us with the work of music of Satyajit Ray. Over to you, Pallavi ma'am.
Thank you so much, Parul ma'am. Legendary composer Maurice Jarre once called Satyajit Ray's music haunting and soul-stirring at the same time. It is no wonder that Ray's music creates harmonious ripple even today. Now let me take you all to the rhythmic world of the legend, Mr. Satyajit Ray. Now, be it scripting and sketching characters, designing costumes, or directing and composing background score, Satyajit Ray was the master of all. However, not many knew about his musical side. Andrew Robinson wrote about Ray in comparison with Akira Kurosawa, the famous Japanese director, in his book Satyajit Ray, The Inner Eye, that I fear his range may never be fully understood, given that his films describe Bengal, which is of little political, economic, or cultural importance to the world, and in a language unknown even to most of the Indians. Now, apart from the literary creations, Ray's contribution to the world of music is noteworthy. In his earlier film work like Apu Trilogy, Devi, Jalsa Ghar, and Paras Patthar, Ray had the opportunity to work with legends such as Ravi Shankar, Vilayat Khan, and Ali Akbar Khan. Now, influenced by some of the earlier experiments of the famous Chetan Anand and K.A. Abbas, Ray delivered wonders with each of the music masters. Now, during Ray's association with these legendary musical figures, it happened that Ray's own understanding of the music did not always meet, giving rise to an occasion for resentment. Ray's over-exuberant musical ideas and the professional musician's offense in being guided too much led him to compose music himself for all his films later on. So ever since Teen Kanya, he himself took over the mantle of music direction. So now we all know from where it all started. Ray also believed that music was an integral part of the film as it helps to uphold the sensibility, the emotion, and the true pulse of any film. So he maintained that the thorough works need to be done on the musical aspect right from the step of script writing. Composing of music would give him immense satisfaction, as he also wrote once in one of his articles that the pleasure of finding out that the music sounds as you have imagined it would more than compensate for the hard work that goes into it. Yes, and of course, the final pleasure is in finding out that it does not only sound right, but it is also right for the scene for which it was meant. Now, Mr. Ray was always of the option that musical note made complex narrative simpler, which helps the audience to understand better. Often, an expression can be better expressed through musical note than just by human acting. Ray was an avid listener of the Western classical music. He was also an ardent listener of Beethoven, Mozart, and Bach, and he even incorporated their composition in his own creation. Apart from doing so many musical composition for all his films, post Devi, Satyajit Ray, he also scored music for many documentaries like Glimpse of West Bengal, Ganga Sagar Mela and Darjeeling, Himalayan Fantasy directed by Bansi Chandragupta, House That Never Dies by Tony Meyer, Max Miller by John Theilie, and The Quest of Hell by Harisadhan Dasgupta. Now, after giving you all, so that we are aware of how Mr. Ray conquered and championed into the world of music, I would like to share a short video clip with you all to give you a glimpse of the beautiful music created by Mr. Satyajit Ray. Allow me a second. I hope that you all enjoyed listening to this music as much as I did. I would now like to call upon Nupur ma'am to tell us more about the story of Satyajit Ray, the great author. Over to you, Nupur ma'am.
Thank you, Pallavi. Satyajit Ray was not only confined to music and filmmaking. He was a graphic illustrator before his emergence as a Bengali film icon. What is profound in his work is the sophisticated experimentation with various artistic styles and traditions. More than 2 decades after his death, India, and especially Bengal, still celebrates the work of master filmmaker Satyajit Ray. Ray introduced a unique calligraphy of Bengali text, which is still used in several publications and books, and known as the Satyajit Ray style. He also designed 4 typefaces for Roman script named Ray Roman, Ray Bazaar, Daphnis, and Holiday script. These are some of the pictures of Ray's style. Ray Roman and Ray Bazaar win an international award in 1971. Most Bengalis also credit Satyajit Ray for making them love their language and typography. Satyajit Ray was a graphic designer long before he was a filmmaker, a secret well kept by Satyajit Ray himself. And having an artistic eye himself and having learned in Shantiniketan gave him an edge, even meticulously designing most of the sets, sketching characters of his movies, and then hunting for actors and even designing their costumes. He designed logos for several organizations like Sahitya Academy and Rupa Publications. He also designed the original book cover of Jawaharlal Nehru's Discovery of India. All of these designs you will find use text in a very unique way. Ray was always sure to embed his style of typography into art. Now, Parul ma'am will enlighten us more about Ray as an artist. Over to you, Parul ma'am.
Thank you, Nupur ma'am. A true artist is not the one who is inspired, but one who inspires others. Mr. Satyajit Ray was not only a famous filmmaker or musician, but he was also a master of graphic arts. Satyajit Ray started as a graphic illustrator before his emergence as a Bengali film icon. He designed book covers, film posters, and illustrated children's books, among other things, and even created 2 award-winning Bangla fonts. What is profound in his work is the sophisticated experimentation with various artistic styles and traditions, both local and foreign, without compromising an aesthetic of authenticity. Satyajit Ray not only revolutionized Indian cinema, he also introduced graphic design in India before anyone in the country knew what design truly meant. He had an early interest in the fine arts. He learned and practiced art under Nandlal Bose and Vinod Mukherjee at Shanti Niketan, where he was inspired by Oriental art. He was the first Indian filmmaker who created his own posters for the films he made. Satyajit Ray was an artist in the true sense of the word. Satyajit revolutionized book jacket designs in the Bengali literary traditions, and his designs are the progression of different artistic styles that Ray has mastered over time. The cover designs incorporate colorful geometric and flower patterns native to Alpana art done by Ray himself. Satyajit Ray always sketch scene to visualize it in his mind first. Lastly, it goes without saying that Ray's poster designs for his films depicts an exceptional brilliance of the graphic arts. Mr. Ray was undoubtedly global in his imagination of the local. Now I would like to call upon Rita ma'am to enlighten us with Mr. Ray's awards and accolades. Over to you, Rita ma'am.
Thank you so much, Parul ma'am. Moving forward, I will throw light on Mr. Ray's awards and accolades. As we all know that he was a versatile person who is known for his writings, for his films, for his music, and so on. He has achieved many awards in his life. Let us have a quick look on few of them. Ray won 21 awards for his direction, including 7 Bengal Film Journalist Association Awards, 6 Indian National Film Awards, 2 Silver Bear Awards at the Berlin International Film Festival, and 2 Golden Gate Awards at the San Francisco International Film Festival. He also won 12 awards for his screenplay writing, including 1 posthumous award in year 1994, 1 award for his original story idea, 7 awards for his dialogues, 5 awards for his music compositions, and 2 awards for lyrics writing. Ray also received various awards and honors at international film festivals and universities. These include awards at the 9th Chicago International Film Festival in the year 1973, 28th Berlin International Film Festival in the year 1978, 35th Cannes Film Festival 1982, and 4th Tokyo International Film Festival in the year 1991. He was also awarded an honorary doctorate from the Royal College of Art in year 1974, the British Film Institute Fellowship in 1983, and 2 Sangeet Natak Academy Awards in 1959. The films of Satyajit Ray bagged 32 national awards from the Government of India. Out of these, he received 6 awards for Best Director. The President of France honored him with prestigious the Legion of Honor Award in the year 1987. He was honored with Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award in India after his demise in 1992. Satyajit Ray received an honorary Academy Award in 1992, becoming the first Indian to receive an honorary Oscars. He received the award for Lifetime Achievement. Ray received Oscar while he was in the hospital. As you all can see on your screen, a picture where he is receiving the Oscar while he is in the hospital. After receiving the prestigious award, Mr. Ray passed away soon. So few takeaways from his journey, which I could understand are, number 1, you will see many defeats in life, but do not let yourself be defeated. Second, it isn't where you came from, it's where you are going that counts. Moving to the next one, believe you can and you are half the way there. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Last but not the least, do not limit yourself. So now I request Shampa ma'am to carry forward the presentation. Over to you, Shampa ma'am.
Thank you, dear Rita. This is a versatile person, not only as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, as a calligrapher, as a painter, as a book jacket cover designer, as a scriptwriter, as a musician. But if we are not talking about his film, so our journey will remain incomplete. To start off with his first film, Pathir Pachali, it made in the year 1956. And before telling that what is it all about, I would like to share an information with you all that when the film was first released in India, it was just empty auditorium. The film was a flop. The moment it went into international market, international forum, the films, the critic, the journalist, and everybody, they were stunned to see that from a South Asian country, a person can make a neo-realistic film on the actual location where in 1956 he went with his camera and shot. And after that, when film came back to India, then we get the applaud and then we get the appreciation from the forum of Indian people. But anyway, this film, it is a markland in the cinema, not only Indian cinema, but the world cinema. It got the Best Human Document Award in Cannes in 1956, BAFTA Award for the Best Film in 1956. Of course, after coming back, it got the National Film Award for the Best Feature Film in 1956 and Bodil Award for the Best American Film, of course, little late in 1969. To tell you the genre of his filmmaking, he never confined it into the new realistic story. He picked up Tagore's story, which is based on complex love triangle, semi-autobiographical on Tagore's life itself, and he made Charulata, The Lonely Life in 1964. Again, a very, very well famous and very, very well acclaimed, appreciated one. Now to try his hand in some other things, absolutely not going in the same way. He tried his hand in the detective movie Shonar Kella. Of course, it is about the detective Feluda, who is very sharp, intelligent, and absolutely from the educational, with a thorough educational background with his cousin Topshe and writer friend Jotayu, who chased the kidnappers of the store of a young boy Mukul, who was a wonder boy. Why was he a wonder boy? Because he could remember his past. So this is a detective film, of course, in the genre of child movie. Now, Ray's first hand with Hindi film, Shatranj Ke Khilari, in the year 1977. I remember I recommended to watch this film to Zunur in one of our interaction. Ray's Hindi film with casting Sanjeev Kumar, Syed Jafri, Shabana Azmi and Amjad Khan, based on Premchand's short story on the background of Shippa Mutiny. The film shows Nawab of Awadh addicted to his passion of playing chess and how tactfully the cunning officers of East India Company captured Awadh, taking advantage of Nawab's trust and innocence. So if we want to talk about Ray's film, it will take the entire, maybe the lifetime. So I just wanted to give a glimpse of his work. Now to see Ray as a whole, we would like to share with you a documentary.
you.